All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Mastery Transcript Consortium Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution and will be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Chelsea, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so panelists cannot see or hear you, but you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions at any time. This is one of many sessions happening, so be sure to check the schedule on the website, and you'll be able to access all recordings tomorrow at strivescan.com/mastery. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Cabot University to kick things off.
Thank you very much. I'm going to try to share my screen as quickly as possible. All right, cool. Let me know if you can't hear me or see me at any point. But hello, my name is Ramsey. I'm the Senior Admissions Counselor for Cabot University in Rome, Italy. We are an American university in Rome, Italy, but I also graduated from here. So if you have any questions about, what it's like to live there or be a student there, I can also answer those questions. So there's a lot to tell in 6 minutes, so I'm sure I'm not going to get through all of it, but I'll do my best. I'll paint a picture for you guys. So, like I said, we're an American university, so we're fully accredited, just like any other American institution inside the U.S. So, best of both worlds, you get your American education, but live in Rome for all 4 years. As you can see, we're a pretty small school. We're just over 1,800 students, but not small in terms of, where they're coming from. We have students from over 75 different countries. So it's a very diverse campus. That's kind of the best part about going to a school abroad. Sorry, I'm just plane going by. Is having that diversity in the classroom with you. And that's what I liked the most when I was there. But yes, I'll dive into tuition, admissions, all of that in these few minutes that I get to. But please ask any questions if you see anything that I don't cover. So like I said, we're getting students from all around the world, over 75 different countries. There is around 30% US. But yeah, the rest are just from around. And that's why you want to go to an international school, right? Is to get that diversity. So this is a little map of Rome for those of you who don't know, but we are right on the river. We have an urban campus, so think like NYU. So a few buildings right next to each other in the center of Rome, but when you're outside the buildings, you're just in the streets of Rome. And yeah, these very hard to pronounce names are buildings, but your classes will be held in those. And we have our cafe, our fitness center. We have our art studio that's specifically for painting and sculpting. It's really cool. Our digital media lab. So there's quite a lot in these three buildings, three campuses right next to each other. So only about a 10-minute walk to the Colosseum, about a 20-minute walk to the Vatican. So it's a very, very amazing place to go to school, obviously. A few photos from some of our campuses here. But you might ask yourself, why would I go outside of the US to get an American degree? But there's so many benefits that you get. Like I said, I'm not going to get to all of them because I could talk about it for an hour. But mainly is this international aspect. So the US will always be here for you to live and work. If you want to travel and, experience different cultures, not only Italian culture, but all of the cultures of the students that you get to meet through them. So that is a huge piece of it. Maybe you get to learn a new language when you're there. You can get some professional experience while you're over in a different country. It makes you a super unique person when you're applying for jobs afterwards or grad programs. So, and of course, living in Rome does have its benefits. Really, whatever you're interested in, it has it. So we have our different majors here. So we have 14 majors and 23 minors, I believe. Yeah, so we are mainly business and economics, political, social sciences, and humanities. I studied communications and I minored in humanistic studies, but please let me know if you have questions about specific majors or minors. But even while being abroad, you could study abroad. You can completely flip the script and you can study abroad in the US. But yeah, you can study abroad with all these institutions we have partnerships with across the world for a semester, even up to a full year, and you don't have to pay any difference in tuition. So definitely no shortage of travel while you're over there. We have a whole career services team helping you, one, be prepared for jobs, and also afterwards sending you positions to actually apply for after you graduate. So we have partnerships with over 780 companies and organizations in and outside of Rome. And 3 times a year, we have a career fair and invite them to the campus. You're able to talk to them and see what they're looking for in an applicant, and hopefully get an interview and an internship. But yeah, that is obviously a huge piece. We kind of build it into the curriculum, so there's no extra time or payment that you have to issue. But I'm running out of time here. So there's tons of clubs. I think that's something that you can definitely check out on the website, our athletics. So something that's big is our cultural programs. We want you to experience Italy. We actually have Fridays off every week. So it's classes from Monday to Thursday. And that's because we want you to travel. We want you to manage your studies as well. So we give you those 3 days on the weekend, which is pretty great, but it's hard to, come back to the real world. Yes, so I'll fast forward through these. Please let me know if you guys have questions. Our application process is just like applying to any other school in the US. We are on the Common App application, so you can use that. We are test optional, so no need to send the ACTs or SATs, which is great. And you'll have to do an interview over Zoom. Our tuition is all in all, with everything, including the meal plan and the housing, is just under 45,000 per year, but that's without any scholarships whatsoever. So we have our own merit-based scholarships that go up to $9,500 a year. We have the FAFSA because we're an American accredited school, so you can use the FAFSA if you plan on using that. And then we have some need-based scholarships as well that we offer. So yeah, definitely worth looking into on the website. Lots of numbers I could throw at you, but it's better to have in front of you. And that's a video I did not know they put into the program. So yeah, please let me know if you have questions. My name is Ramsey again. I'll put my email in the chat here, but yeah, thanks again.
Wonderful. Thank you. Next up is Northern Arizona University.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. Get sharing. Awesome. So my name is Lauren Rosales. I use she, her pronouns, and I serve as assistant director for first year recruitment here with the university. So if you have any questions, I'll drop my contact information in at the end. But I first want to start talking about where we are located. So we are in Flagstaff, Arizona. You might have noticed that first photo has snow. We are located at an elevation of 7,000 feet in the largest contiguous ponderosa pine forest in the country. So we actually get all 4 seasons. We're very different than what a lot of people think Arizona is like. We get about 80 inches of snow each year, and we've never hit 100 degrees. The city of Flagstaff has a permanent population of about 75,000. So we have that small college town feel, but those big city amenities. We're also very close to a lot of outdoor adventures like the Grand Canyon and several national parks and monuments. There's also a great urban trail system that cuts through NAU's campus, so you can get outside into the forest and on some great trails in a quick amount of time. So we are considered a larger university. We have about 21,000 undergraduate students on our main campus. We do have an average class size of about 37, and all of our faculty members are required to have office hours. This is time dedicated to you outside of the classroom. Because we are a larger university, we do have a lot of academic programs to choose from. So we have over 100 undergraduate degree programs. Some of our popular options include ones that you see at a lot of universities like business, psychological sciences, engineering, nursing, education. We were actually founded as a teaching college in 1899, but we also have some unique programs that aren't offered at a lot of universities like astronomy and planetary sciences. Flagstaff is a dark sky city. We also have the only school of forestry in all of Arizona. We have a great interior design program, hospitality, which is what I studied, and many more. We also work with a lot of community colleges in Arizona if you're wanting to start at the community college and then transfer. So we have a lot of students that attend at the university, but we also have a lot of students that live on campus. We currently rank in the top 1% for housing capacity and can house about 10,000 students. We guarantee on-campus housing for all incoming freshmen that submit their housing application by May 15th. So for those of you that are seniors, you've got some time as you're making your decision. We have over 350 different clubs and organizations you can be a part of. We also are an NCAA Division I school with athletics. We play in the Big Sky Conference, as well as the Western Athletic Conference. So there's a lot of ways for you to get involved, meet other students, find your community, and really embrace your time at the university as a lumberjack. So we will also want to make sure you're well supported. So student services that we offer within our campus health services, we have our aquatic center, we have our recreation center, we have medical services. We also have counseling services with 24/7 care or access. So if you have any immediate needs, our counseling services can work with you as you need to. So we have a lot of students on campus. We are also a Hispanic serving institution. So 25% of our students identify as Hispanic or Latina. We also have been recognized as a top serving institution for our first generation students. So I'm a first gen student. That means neither of your parents or guardians have a 4-year bachelor's degree. We have an office dedicated to supporting you through your journey at the university. We also have about 100 tribes represented in our students, faculty, and staff. And our Office of Indigenous Student Success is housed within our Native American Cultural Center, so you can get that one-on-one support. We have our Office of Inclusion, Multicultural, and LGBTQIA Student Services, supporting our historically underrepresented populations, but a lot of different support offices dedicated to you. We also want to make sure you're supported academically. So that could be tutoring, test prep if you're looking at going on to grad school. We also have a robust study abroad program if you're wanting to go and experience a different part of the world, learn another language. Any of our majors can go abroad. We also want to make sure you're well prepared for your career. So our career development office works with students from day one. They also work with all of our academic colleges to help you find internships, research, and those jobs out of college. Now, for our students that live outside of Arizona, we actually have a high school study abroad program that's relatively new. If you're interested in studying abroad between high school graduation and starting at NAU, we have a couple of different countries to choose from, and you're actually earning 6 NAU credits, which is awesome. That goes towards your degree. So that is an opportunity available to you if you're wanting to kind of test the waters, go abroad for a little bit. You're going abroad for about a week to a week and a half. So our application is really easy for students to submit. We are not on the Common App right now, but our application takes about 20 minutes to complete. We're looking at the 14 core classes that you can see listed here. So we're not taking your entire high school GPA, we're taking these specific courses. Guaranteed admissions into the university is for students with a 2.75 unweighted core GPA and no deficiencies, which would be like a missing core class. We can get you an admissions decision in about 2 weeks. No essay requirements, no test score requirements. We're looking just at these classes. So as you're looking at cost of attendance, if any of you are in Arizona, these are the figures for tuition and additional expenses. We also have merit scholarships that we use your unweighted core GPA to calculate. We'll automatically award one of these merit scholarships once you're admitted to the university. We also participate in the Western Undergraduate Exchange, or WUI. So if you are a resident of one of these highlighted, yellow highlighted states, you'll qualify for discounted tuition. So you're paying about 1.5 times what Arizona residents are paying. We have merit scholarships for you as well. And then finally, if you are not a part of resident of Arizona or one of those WUI states, we have those WUI scholarships, or excuse me, those non-resident scholarships available for you. I strongly encourage you to submit your FAFSA when it does open in December. And then if you have any questions about the next steps, you can apply. Our Honors College application is open. We're happy to help you out. Lastly, here are the next steps to enrollment. So as you are applying and maybe being admitted, deciding to attend, these are the things you can complete over the next couple of months. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll drop my contact information into the chat, and we look forward to working with you this year. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Appreciate that. All right, next up is Northwestern University.
Hi everyone, good evening from Chicago. Hope everyone's doing really good. My name is Alyssa Colton. I'm a director of admissions at Northwestern University. I've been with the university since 2017. I'm originally from Guatemala City, Guatemala, and I am a graduate alum from the School of Communications. So let me share my screen with you and let's get started. All right, let's see. Oh, sorry about that. All right, so let's get started here. So when it comes to Northwestern, I really just want to make sure that we emphasize where we are located. We are located in Evanston, Illinois, which is around 30 minutes north of Chicago. We have the opportunity for students to enjoy and really embrace their small college town feel, along with being able to be accessible to the great city of Chicago. So that's always great. Another thing I want to make sure we emphasize is the fact that we are a quarter system school. But besides that, right now in this great picture, we have access to our Deering Library, which is our known Harry Potter style library. It's a fantastic place to study. But when it comes to who we are as an institution, we're part of the Big Ten conference. We have a recognition and history of being a research liberal arts university. But when it comes to the people that attend Northwestern, you have over 100 countries represented on campus, which is something that I really wanted. I wanted to be exposed to a variety of different people, thoughts, and ideas. We have all the United States and territories represented on campus as well. So if you're interested in being part of a community that is going to be absolutely fantastic when it comes to language, culture, and diversity, it's a great space to be in. We have a 6-to-1 student to faculty ratio, so it's nice to know that you're actually going to be able to get to know your classmates as well as your professors. And most of our classes are discussion based, meaning that you are going to be participating and engaging in the actual classroom. So it's nice to know that your points of view and your knowledge will be part of your learning experience that you can share with other classmates as well. Now, when it comes to what actual schools and how our academics are spread out, as I mentioned before, we're a quarter system school, meaning that we have 10 weeks per term, not like a semester, which is 12 weeks. So you're going to have the advantage of having fall, winter, spring, and then summer. You're required to take class during the first 3. Summer, you're able to either do an internship, take classes, or go on and explore or go back home. So you take 4 classes per term, so that's 12 classes per year. So with that, you'll actually be able to have much more access to becoming a double major or a major and a minor. Or if you don't even want to take that many classes, you could do a certificate. It's really up to you. Now, when it comes to who encompasses us, when it comes to our academics, we are made up by 6 undergraduate schools. You have the Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences, which houses everything from biology to philosophy to legal studies. It's a little bit of everything. Next, you have the McCormick School of Engineering, which is our whole brain engineering school. And I joke that you do use your whole brain the entire time in all 6 schools. But at Northwestern, as an engineering student, you're going to be encouraged to think creatively and outside the box. Next, of course, I'm biased and I think it's the best school, is the School of Communications. Here's where you're going to have radio, television, and film, theater, and dance, followed by the Medill School of Journalism. And next we have the Bean School of Music, which is our music conservatory style music school. It's the one school that will require you to audition prior to being admitted. And then last but not least, the School of Education and Social Policy, also known as CESP. All 6 schools are great. They all specialize in their own unique areas, and you can take classes across all 6 of them. So we are very big on interdisciplinary studies. You can take classes across all 6. You can double major as well. So you won't have to pursue just one of your interests. You'll be able to pursue all of your interests. Now, I know that we want to focus on our academics. I know we want to focus on our professional development, but I like to remind students you can also still continue to follow the passions that you had in high school at Northwestern. We have over 700 different clubs on campus, from the Big Ten, which you can go to all the home games for free, to being part of an a cappella group or being part of the Formula One club or the Chocolate Lovers Club. There's a little bit of everything for everyone. We have over 150 potential majors and minors and possibilities, so opportunities are really endless. Now, I want to make sure I give everyone enough time to ask any questions, but I know some of the questions that I've received this week since I just came back from Arizona and New Mexico. When it comes to internships, each one of the 6 schools will require you to pursue an internship. So it's built into your curriculum, which is really helpful, and it doesn't take time away from your summers when you might want to do your own research. When it comes to research at Northwestern, you don't have to wait until your second year. You can pursue it your first year. So it's really great to have the opportunity be accessible to you the moment you can. But I'll also be sharing my contact information on the chat. And thank you very much, everyone, and looking forward to having your questions and answering them.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right, next is the Savannah College of Art and Design, or SCAD.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tiara. I am the Associate Director of Admission for SCAD. I've been with SCAD now for about 4 years, and I am getting my master's as well with the University in Luxury Brand Management. So let me share my screen and get started. So for those who know SCAD, again, it's Savannah College of Art and Design. We're Art and Design University in Savannah, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, Lacoste, France, and online. So the one on the top left, that is our Atlanta campus. It is a bigger city, but a smaller campus. So we have about 8 different buildings spread out in the different buildings that we offer. The one to the right is SCAD Savannah. We do have a beach, just no water. So we're known for the Savannah Beach, which is about 20 minutes away from the university. And in the bottom left with the mannequin, you do have that option to study online if you choose, and you can study in anywhere you choose. And then on the right, you have Lacoste, France. Lacoste, France is our study abroad location. And so when you become a junior or a senior, you'll have that opportunity to go study abroad. What's so fun about that? Even if your degree program is not at that time, is not listed at that time, you still have the opportunity to go. All of our professors from the Savannah and Atlanta location do go there, so you don't have to feel like you have to speak French to go. And about 160 people, 160 students go at a time, and they actually live in these really cool villages. And so at SCAD, we have 100 different degree programs, from animation to illustration, architecture, interior design. These are just the different degree programs we offer. And I always tell students, you don't have to have any experience in any of these degree programs. All you have to do is have a passion, and our instructors will walk and guide you through that process. So that's really cool. And also, your portfolio does not have to pertain to what you're going to school for. So if you're thinking about animation or architecture or interior design, your portfolio can be a wide range of creative work, from painting to drawing. If you want to do a monologue, if you want to tell a story, 3 to 5 pages. If you're not really don't have any type of creative work, you can also do an interview, and that can be a scholarship as well. Portfolios are a option. They're not accepted to get into school. And so this is just one of our degree programs. We have film and television. It's one of our top programs that we have at the university. And we do everything in-house now because we create an 11-acre backlot for the university. So we don't have to go outside and worry about the ordinance and the time and making sure we're in the right spots. And so we get a chance to not only bring people in from the industry so students can have that one-on-one attention, but if you notice in this picture, you won't see a lot of people in the classroom. When you get into your major, you have about 7 or 8 people in your class, because we want you guys to have that individualized attention with the instructor and the students and the guests that come in the classrooms as well. And so at SCAD, we have about 75,000 students from all 50 states and 100 countries. And so we are on a quarter system. So a lot of our students come from different cities and states and countries. And so what we do is they start school in September, and they go into that second week in November. And a lot of our students, they do not come back until that second week in January. Again, because they come so far, we don't want them to have to turn right back around. And we do have athletics at SCAD. Although we're not like a D1 or D2, we do have swimming at the Atlanta and Savannah campus. We have lacrosse, we have equestrian, we have 65 horses that were donated to us. And so we have horseback riding as well. We have soccer, we have tennis, we have golf, and we also have lacrosse and fencing. And then we do have summer programs. Summer programs are a really good way to kind of connect with students as well as the university before actually committing. And so at our summer seminars, we have two types of summer programs. We have summer seminar, which is a week-long program for our students. You have to be a sophomore, junior, or senior. And what you do is you live on campus, stay in the dorms, in the residence halls, and you get that feel of college. You go to class, no one's waking you up, you scan yourself in, you have roommates, you go to class, and you get that experience. And then the second option for summer program is Rising Star. So if you're a junior this year and rising into your senior year next year, you're eligible for Rising Star. It is the same as a summer seminar program. It's just a 4-week program, and the classes you take turn into college credits. Even if you don't go to the university, you still have that option to transfer those credits somewhere else. And these are just some of our different degree programs that we offer. Again, graphic design, interactive design, and game development. And again, a lot of our students just come in with the passion and they learn how to create. And so classes are Monday through Thursday. You take the same classes on Mondays and Tuesdays and the same classes on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Each class is about 2.5 hours long because we want our students, again, to have that individualized attention as well as be able to ask questions and get help on their work. And so we don't have classes on Fridays because those are your days to kind of catch up on your work, because 2.5 hours in class, you need 2.5 hours out of class just to kind of stay on track. 3 classes per quarter to be a full-time student. Friday is your fun day to kind of catch up on your work, go to workshops, and then ask your instructors for some more help. And then this is really cool. This is SCAD Pro. SCAD Pro is our in-house internships. So what you see here is an electric vehicle. So if you guys ever heard of Formula One, we just did in Texas, we just revealed our electric vehicle to Formula One. And so in industrial design, we had the opportunity to reveal it. But I want you guys to, I'm going to put my information in the chat and you guys will have the opportunity to ask some questions. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up is Vanderbilt University.
Hey, wonderful. Hopefully folks can hear me okay, and I will go ahead and begin to share my screen here. Fantastic. Well, we are coming into Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA, home to about 20,000 live concerts. So hopefully, if you haven't joined us in Nashville before, we would love to be able to welcome you at one point or another. My name is Marielena Ornelas. I'm one of the associate directors at Vanderbilt and a double door, graduating twice over from the university. And we're a research university, but we do have the foundation of a liberal arts college. And so we do encourage our students to really venture into the university in a wide variety of ways, interdisciplinary ways, and certainly have a lot of experiential learning. So you'll kind of see those themes throughout the presentation. But we are a medium-sized campus with about 7,000 undergraduate students and another 450 different ways that students can engage with our student organizations on campus, as well as 70 different majors across our 4 undergraduate schools, and of course, access to our 6 graduate and professional schools as well. But when we're talking about the academic experience, there's this concept of one Vanderbilt. So when you're applying to Vanderbilt, you would select one of the 4 undergraduate schools, certainly. And we do also have this opportunity where students can have more of an opportunity to double major, minor, simply take classes across the 4 undergraduate schools as well. So you're not bound to the boundaries of just your one undergraduate school that you belong to, right? There's also this concept of experiential learning that I mentioned really quickly. We do encourage our students to have an opportunity to really focus on things like internships, research, studying abroad. And so you might hear this concept of immersion Vanderbilt. One of the things that we really focused on over the last handful of years is expanding our opportunities through Immersion Vanderbilt, let alone the funding opportunities through Immersion Vanderbilt as well. So helping our students really find those opportunities to bridge those gaps for opportunities, finding faculty mentors, let alone helping them think a little bit more outside of the box for those immersion opportunities as well. Of course, our faculty members really do make the experience what it is. So the fact that we have a 7-to-1 student to faculty ratio really does play into the strong relationships that our students can build in and out of the classroom, let alone the 120 research centers that we have access to. Yes, many of them are STEM related, but we also have incredible humanities and education research centers on the campus as well. And then, of course, learning does take place in a variety of different ways outside of the classroom. And this is where we really think of this concept of balance. So this sense of community really does take place when first students arrive on campus. And within the Commons, all of our students really do have a moment of opportunity to engage with one another in the residential college system, let alone getting to know those faculty members from both the undergraduate and the graduate side. And if they enjoyed that time within the residential college system, we are starting to build out our entire campus into a residential college system. So really making sure that our students can partake in that for the next 3 years of living learning communities. But we also have still the traditional singles and doubles, as well as apartments and suites on campus, really bringing our students across all 50 states, typically about 86 different countries represented within that 4-year residential community experience. In addition, can't talk highly enough about the student community, especially as we're kind of talking about the Southeastern Conference experience. We're still riding on a high over the last couple of game experiences that we've had within this football season. But we also have a number of other ways for students to engage with the culture of campus. And you'll kind of see a really quick snapshot here in terms of how our students are engaging with a particular culture. Of course, we do also encourage our students to engage with the Nashville culture. So we do raffle off a number of ways for students to engage with the music concerts, food opportunities. We do love our food here in Nashville, including our Nashville hot chicken, but also encouraging our students to take part in the Taste of Nashville program, where their meal plan points can count for off-campus locations. All of this is also supported through Opportunity Vanderbilt. So it's making sure that Vanderbilt is an affordable option for many of our families that maybe hadn't yet considered Vanderbilt as an option, either through the application process or certainly through the enrollment process. So most important to know here is that we have a need-blind admissions process for our U.S. citizens and eligible non-citizens, including our undocumented students. We commit to meeting 100% of demonstrated financial need for all of our admitted students, regardless of citizenship. And our packages will no longer include student loans. The last thing I want to mention is the fact that we've also expanded this packaging to make sure that our families that have $150,000 or less in their household incomes are also receiving a full tuition scholarship from the start. So making sure that our families can have that opportunity to, again, consider Vanderbilt as one of their college options. The last thing that I'll mention here is the fact that we also still award merit-based scholarships. There's about 250 scholarships awarded each year, and those are also full tuition opportunities for all 4 years, with an additional $6,000 summer stipend that can go towards immersion Vanderbilt projects, studying abroad, or other creative opportunities as well. But of course, we do also encourage students as well as parents to reach out to us if there are any additional questions. Visit us here in Nashville, as well as engage with our wonderful students and faculty members. And you'll kind of see a quick snapshot here on how to do that. But I'll also make sure to drop my contact information into the chat. And likewise, we'll go ahead and I guess kick it off to particular questions, but I'll hand it off to Chelsea to get it started.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, we are going to move on to the next portion of our session. So I'm going to welcome everybody back on screen. We'd love to hear from you one more time. I'm going to throw a question out here. Feel free to put your videos back on. Wonderful. Okay. So my first question is, what advice would you give someone who's going through the search process either now or in the near future? And we'll go back up to Cabot University to start.
I guess I would say to look at not only the school, because of course you're going to research the school, but the surrounding area, because you're going to be there for 4 years. So if you're not much of a city person, you know, and the school you're applying to is in a major city, and you're gonna have to get used to that. You have to think about, you know, will I like my life for 4 years if I'm, you know, constantly in the city? So, you know, that's just one example. So you think about the surrounding areas.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Northern Arizona University, what is your advice?
Yeah, so actually kind of similar to what Ramsey shared, but more specific about visiting campus and talking from my own personal experience. I had a list of colleges. I was looking at a variety of in-state and out-of-state options for me, and there was one college that was number one on my list. For kind of checked most of the boxes, and then I visited campus and realized it wasn't going to be a good fit. So if you have the ability to travel to campuses, do a campus tour, we all have campus tour options. But we all probably also have virtual options as well if you can't physically be on campus.
Thank you. Northwestern University?
Both the first pieces of advice are absolutely fantastic. I would also advise, if possible, to speak to a student at your preferred institutions because, like they said, one thing is location, the other thing is the type of school on the campus, and then what kind of community, what kind of person am I going to interact with? So, for example, I can only speak for my institution, but all the ones here on screen are great. We, for example, offer a program called Purple Preview, where you can have the opportunity to speak either virtually with a current Northwestern student that you're paired with based on your interests, or you can actually come to campus and besides taking a tour like Lauren suggested, you'll also have the opportunity to be paired with a student of your interest and go and take a class with them, spend part of the day with them, and then be brought back to the visitor center. So you really get that one-on-one feel, and there's no administration, no admissions staff to like monitor it. So it's really an authentic experience.
Awesome. Thank you. SCAD, what is your advice?
Yeah, I think I have like great minds think alike. But yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Just definitely narrow down your options. I know you get excited and have so many, so maybe narrowing it down to like maybe 2 to 3. And then also, even if you can't make it to the on-campus tour, you do have that virtual option, like Northwestern was saying. I think that helps a lot, especially when you're, don't live in Georgia or don't live in that surrounding area, doing a lot of things virtually because you'll never know, like you make so many connections virtually with whether it's student, faculty, alumni, you have that collaboration or connection you can do as well.
Awesome. Thank you. And Vanderbilt University.
Yeah. I actually encouraged my daughter last year. She was going through this process to use this as a reflection moment because there's a lot of ways that she's changed over the course of high school, just the same way that you all are changing as well. And there's a lot of great things that you can also really understand better about yourself as you're thinking about what's most important to you, what's most important to your family, and being able to see how you are encouraged to change in college as well. So definitely use it as a reflection moment.
Love that. Thank you. All right. Next question. What is one thing you want students to remember about your school in particular? And we'll go back up to John Cabot start.
Probably that, or, you know, obviously we're in Rome, so we get to use the experiential form of learning more often than most people because it's Rome. And so we get to go out of the classroom and actually go to whatever you're learning about, or, you know, of course, depending on the class, but there's so many instances where you get to go out into the city and actually learn through your experiences. So yeah, that.
Very cool. Thank you. Northern Arizona.
Awesome. I will share two quick things. So first, we are very undergraduate research focused. So if you want to do research even as a freshman, we have the options for you to do so. The other thing that I want you all to remember is our location. Being in the Southwest, being at the high elevation, we get snow. You can really experience all 4 seasons. We also offer a snowboarding class that you can take for college credit, which is pretty cool. So my cheesy joke usually is that you can't major in shredding, and that usually gets a laugh sometimes. So something unique that you can do at NAU.
Thank you. Northwestern.
So many things to choose from, but definitely that we have those 6 great undergraduate schools that you can study across all 6 of them. You can pursue all of your interests. And when it comes to either research, internships, or other academic opportunities, the world really is yours for the picking.
Thank you. SCAD?
SCAD is so much more than just creative careers. People think art and that's it. It's so much more. We have so many different degree programs from like a little bit of engineering, architecture. So there's so many different things you can incorporate with it. And then just the networking and collaboration. It's amazing how we connect with so many people from the industry to get you ready for the 4 years at SCAD and after.
Thank you. Vanderbilt University.
Yeah. We have an array of a variety of different interdisciplinary majors that weren't in existence a handful of years ago. So definitely go beyond just the listing and really dive into the courses that are available, whether it's architecture in the built environment, culture, advocacy, and leadership, or our human and organizational development. A lot of these are majors that you won't find elsewhere. So we're really excited to talk to you about them.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, I think we have time for one more question, so I'm going to throw this one at you. What is one myth you'd like to debunk on the admissions process? John Cabot, are you ready? You might be muted. Likely you are muted.
I didn't think we'd get this far in the question process. One myth. Maybe that, you can't talk to a current student. You can almost always talk to somebody who's currently going to that school. Even doesn't matter if you can visit or whatever it is with Zoom, you can, actually meet with a student. And sometimes it helps meeting with someone who doesn't work for the school, but who is just like you and is attending the school. So that's, yeah, something.
Awesome. Thank you. Northern Arizona?
I think a myth is that you have to know what your major is. And at some schools, they might have additional requirements and process, but it's okay not to know. And that's where you have a panel of experts here to be able to answer questions. You can talk with students. And at least for NAU, you can come in as an undecided student and kind of work with advisors and some of our different departments throughout your first year to figure out what your interest areas are. And we can help support you along the journey.
Thank you. Northwestern University?
I think I want to point out, because this is a conversation that I've had with students on the road, your entire application at Northwestern is important, the entire piece of it. We're not just going to focus on one. So understand that all that work that you're putting in is actually being reviewed and actually being paid attention to. And like Lauren said, the same with Northwestern, it's perfectly fine to come in undecided. Half of our population is undecided because you don't have to declare your major until the end of your second year at Northwestern. So really come on in and just have fun exploring all of your interests.
All right. Thank you. SCAD?
I would say that with our application, you have to have a portfolio. And that's not true. A portfolio is an option. A portfolio is actually a scholarship. And all you need is a 3.0 or higher and a transcript. Everything else is an option. SATs, ACT as well.
Thank you. Vanderbilt University.
Yeah, I think for us, the selectivity is what's most intimidating. And so a lot of myths come around that, let alone rankings. But I always encourage students to certainly ask questions. Don't be intimidated to talk to the admissions officers. We can always break down those stats as well as your particular information to help it make the process a little bit more accessible for you and let you know how you can best advocate for yourself in this process.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Wonderful. All right. Well, at this point, we are going to wrap things up. So thank you so much to our participants for joining. Thank you to our presenters for putting all this information together and sharing your evening with us. We really appreciate it. We do encourage the participants to check back to the schedule. Feel free to sign up for more sessions. If you missed one or you want to go back to something, all of these sessions will be recorded and available at strivescan.com/mastery. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.